Welcome into Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. Casey Phillips here with my normal co-host Cam Brate and our special guest of the day, Luke.
Very special.
Goedeke. Luke, thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
We very much appreciate it, especially considering this is now the bye week, which means you were really coming in here, giving us your time when you didn't have to. So thank you, man. We appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a pleasure. It's great to be here.
And I feel like just the best way for you to start your week is hanging out with the guy that you said just mocked you mercilessly your rookie year.
Oh, come on. I was kind. It's like tough love, you know?
Ah, is that what we call it?
Break them down, build them back up. And look at Luke now.
Look at him now.
Yeah,
his personality's really shining. Like, he's playing great football.
And you're taking credit for this, is what I hear.
A lot of credit.
He's really shaped me into the man I've become today.
Yep.
So.
Well, and based on the fact that you're both rocking a pretty epic mustache at the moment, is Cam the inspiration for you now?
Yeah,
this?
he kind of was a father figure for the mustache.
I enjoy that. Cam, what was your initial impressions of Luke as a rookie?
Great question. So, initial impressions. Couldn't be more like prototypical O-lineman. Just a huge meathead. And he is. That hasn't really changed a ton. But, Luke is actually, a super sharp guy. Super sharp.
I love how shocked he sounded as he said that. He's like, you wouldn't believe it.
No, yeah. No one would usually believe it.
You hide it so well.
Yeah.
So, for my first 2 months of knowing Luke, I literally thought he was like a robot. It was literally just football, protein, lifting, sleeping,
do it all again.
Yeah. And but then I got to know Luke a little more, and I realized, there's it's like an onion, there's a lot beneath
a lot of layers.
The hard exterior. Yeah. Once you peel back a couple layers, you get just a very gentle giant, but really sharp guy. That I feel like not a lot of people get to see that side of him,
And on the flip side, you assumed he'd be smart from the Harvard and then learned it was actually the opposite, right?
Yeah, the complete opposite.
That's what I figured.
His parents wrote his letter to get in there.
It worked, Yeah, found a way.
Yeah. Do what you got to do. All right, well, we are going to get into this game a little bit. I know, man, ending not what we wanted. Just I figured we'd start big picture takeaways for you, Luke, in the offense and everything from the game.
We had plenty of opportunities to win the game. Just had a bunch of flat drives that didn't help. Defense, in the first half, I think they had double the time of possession, so that doesn't help at all. We had a first and goal at the end of the game and couldn't punch it in. Just a bunch of miscues here and there, whether it be in the run game or pass game. We left it all out there at the end of the day, but there's a lot to fix and a lot to get better at.
Yeah, I think, you can obviously, after the loss, you look back and you look at all the opportunities you had along the way. But really, the last few weeks, with just the amount of injuries we've had on offense, there's definitely a lot of positives you can take away too.
True.
Going against two really good defenses the past 2 weeks, in the Chiefs and the Niners. What do you think has led to the improvement this year in the run game compared to years past? It seemed like for years there, the teams I was on, I don't think it was my fault.
I was about to say, I'm like, what's the common denominator
in my
here?
defense, they took me out on the run plays. They were smart. But this year, there's been such a leap forward, right?
No, yeah,
in
there
the
has
ground
been.
game.
There has
and
been.
Really, the past few weeks, there's not a ton of guys to throw the ball to on the outside. The defense knows we're going to run the ball a lot, and we still have had success. So, what do you think is what can you attribute that change in ground game to?
I think it's just really the offensive line kind of coming together and just priding ourselves on the run game, as well as Liam puts us in a great position to run the ball well, and then having great backs and great wide receiver core that can block it and catch the ball at the same time. Having Bucky, Rashad, and Tuck back there at running back, they're kind of all three different dudes back there, so kind of presents the defense with a challenge.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, what's it like for you guys to block for each of them? How different is that? Because as you mentioned, they're all three pretty different styles of running back. So what is that like for you guys, knowing who's back there?
I'll be honest. I usually don't pay attention to who's back there. I just block the same way. And
there's that meathead answer. There it is.
Yeah. They make a guy miss. They make a guy miss. They make the guy miss. I'm trying to try and block the guy as best as I can so he he doesn't have to make the guy miss.
I like that. So even if it was like me back there running
Yeah,
back,
I'd
you're like,
block it
I'm
the
just
same.
doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I like that. Tell me your thoughts on how the offensive line did in the game, especially knowing at one point Tristan goes down. I know that's got to be just so hard for you guys from even just like an emotional standpoint, separate from an X's and O's even, of him being such a leader and a glue guy of this offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, I thought offensive line played decent overall. I mean, there's some things we could clean up in the pass game. I mean, like Cam mentioned, having injuries at the wide receiver core puts a strain on the offensive line, on the quarterback a lot, on all the other wide receivers as well. I mean, it's a lot more difficult to get open when they're not doubling Mike every time. So, but yeah, I mean, we could definitely, there was always room for improvement. I mean, I thought we played our tails off and everything, but in the protection game, there was there was some leakage on some of them that Baker took some shots on, and in the run game, I thought, for the most part, we blocked it well, but I mean, there was a few that would like to have back for sure.
Yeah. And then what is that like when Tristan goes down, and then how you felt like you guys handled that as a group, and I think about how often this has happened so far this season, where these big important people go down and you got to just keep playing like nothing has happened, and how hard is that as a player to also it be your friend, your teammate, a leader, the effects of that in that moment?
No, yeah, it's heartbreaking. I mean, I saw him down, and I could tell it was like more than just like he got ran into or something like that. And I mean, it's just a blow to not only to the offense but to the whole team to have someone like Tristan go down. I mean, he's one of our captains and everything, and just to see him hobble off and everything. I mean, very strong individual. I mean, a normal person I feel like would have called for the cart, but he was.
Luke would have called.
Yeah, I would have called for the ambulance probably, but maybe airlift me off.
Yep.
That's great.
But no, I mean, he's a very strong individual. I literally heard him say, "No, I'm not. Don't bring the cart or whatever."
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. Like you said, you just have to go out there and keep playing. I mean, the game doesn't stop because someone got hurt. But yeah, it's definitely hurts to see one of your best friends go down and get injured and everything, and arguably one of the best tackles in the NFL. So
yeah, I always found that to be extremely hard, and like it's obviously expected, right, to be able to move on as a player. But a guy you're super close with, one of the leaders on the team, watching one of those guys goes down, like I found it so hard to be able to refocus, and it's just kind of like an underappreciated part of the game, just because you have so much sympathy for them, and it just seems like it's happened a lot this year for the Bucs, unfortunately.
Yep. I did want to talk about Baker's 4th and 7 play.
Sick.
Just
amazing.
Nick Bosa hanging off of you.
No, yeah, that was crazy.
Like holding him off with one arm and completes the throw on 4th and 7 to like keep the drive alive. Tell me what it was like for you to be out there. Did you understand? How much could you see of what was happening, and did you understand what was going on?
Yeah, I knew exactly what was going on because I was actually blocking Nick Bosa.
I mean, I didn't want to bring that up.
They
you set him up, man.
Yeah.
You set him up for the awesome play.
They ran a TE stunt, and I was watching Nick inside, and then our center Graham, he knocked Nick back outside, kind of by where Baker was kind of trying to set up.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, and it was like it was kind of a ricochet effect that kind of put us in a bad scenario, but luckily we have a quarterback like Bake who was able to make the play.
How cool has that been for you guys as offensive linemen in particular to watch Baker make multiple plays like that these last couple years of throwing stiff arms, like playing so tough, and like he's got a little offensive lineman in him. Like, how cool is that for you guys, and how much does that affect just the way you even feel out there when you see plays like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. I mean, just aura he has around him and everything, and just like you said, he has that offensive lineman mentality and everything in him. I mean, very tough player. Carries himself very, very, very highly and everything, and like we love that about him. I mean, he just brings the juice and everything, day in and day out, and it really drives our offense.
Yeah, Cam, what'd you see when you were watching that play?
It's awesome. like that was the game. Like normally you're like,
Yeah.
all right, throw the ball away,
Yep.
right? Live to fight another down. But that's 4th and 7. Like we needed a first down or the game's over. And just his fighting spirit, right? Just like competitiveness to be able to ward off one of the premier players in the league the way he did, and still have the wherewithal to find Rashad. Just an incredible play. Yeah.
And then, Cam, I'd also love to hear your thoughts on just watching the 49ers offense as well. Of they're such a unique group that they have so many different people who can play in all over the field, and how challenging that is. But just watching them, what stood out to you about what they're able to do, and then how our defense tried to face it?
Right. Yeah, that's what makes San Fran so hard. They're so interchangeable. And then getting Christian back, that's what separates him from every other running back in the league is you can literally put him at any skill position and he'll be successful. So they present a ton of challenges. I thought the Bucs did a few things better than they've done the past couple weeks. It seemed like they were able to generate a little more pressure on Purdy, but that's just a hard offense when they have their guys. And just unfortunately didn't have the last stop at the end. But hopefully bye week, get a little healthier, kind of regroup, watch what's gone right and what's gone wrong the past few weeks, and hopefully finish out strong.
And then we saw that Cade got off to a hot start,
Oh, yeah.
and then it seemed like they definitely made some adjustments to slow him down. What did you see for his game of what was working early and then slowed down a bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard right now, Bucs offense, just because there's not that level of comfort between Baker and the receivers. And you're a little bit hamstrung in your play calling, right? And so you got to find creative ways to get Cade and the 3 running backs to football. And, they came out and they were definitely looking for Cade the first couple drives of the game, but San Fran obviously adjusted. They got, Fred Warner, a couple other good players in the back end. And, yeah, they kind of switched up their defense a little bit. It seemed like they were like, all right, we're not going to let Cade beat us in the pass game. But the Bucs, I thought Liam, again, did a great job finding creative ways to get the ball in the running back's hands in different ways. And I think going forward, too, you kind of look at San Fran, what they can do with Christian. And Rashad and Bucky have some of those same abilities, especially running routes. Like Rashad is very unique in his ability where he can kind of run routes a little bit like a slot receiver. So I think going forward, we're going to see a little bit more of that from the Bucs, too.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to have more coming up here on Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. This is Buccaneers Radio. Welcome back into Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. Casey Phillips here with Cam Brate and Luke Goedeke. So we talked about the previous game. Now we wanted to get a little bit into who Luke is. Crack
great.
this nut over here. That, we talked about the meathead idea.
Cam doesn't even know who I am.
Oh, well, enlighten us, Luke, please.
He doesn't reach out to
Tell
me.
me, Luke.
He doesn't text me ever. There's multiple unread texts I've sent him.
Listen to the bitterness.
It's sad.
He's so sad. Look what you've done.
Yeah, probably. I
You're the
mean,
reason I can't
but I
sleep
think
at
about
night
you all the time. I
sometimes.
think about you all the time. That's what matters most.
Well, you don't show it.
So first of all, we did discuss earlier that Luke's identity, for the most part, consisted of football, lift weights.
Luke the Lifter.
Luke the
Oh,
Lifter,
nice.
was the Twitter name.
Formerly Twitter. Now.
Formerly Twitter name. I also remember I did a tour with our strength coach of the weight room, and the first thing he said to me was, "There's a couple guys that are mad that we don't have heavier weights in here."
Cam Brace.
Me,
one
I
of
was
Yes.
pissed.
Obviously, it was
Pissed.
Cam. They said there are 150-pound weights. Those are the largest dumbbells. Yes. And
Yeah.
that you and Tristan were upset that was as heavy as the dumbbells went.
Yeah, we're a little disappointed, especially a few years ago when we, for the hurricane, we evac'd to Miami and they had like 170s.
Oh, well, yeah.
Dude, you got to demand a trade
Demand it.
to Miami. If you
To
get
have
Oh, no,
170s.
that's okay. That's
Bro, imagine
okay.
how jacked you'd be with 170s.
That's okay.
Who lifts the most on the team or the offensive line, or is it the same?
Whoa, that's a loaded question. What do you mean, who lifts the most? Like,
That sounds like someone who's sad it's not him trying to be like, well, what do you mean? What
no,
does that
no, like the most weight?
That's
Or
that's
lifts the
typically.
most often? What are we talking here?
I see. He's asking the frequency versus the amount. I
Yeah.
understand now. Who lifts the heaviest weight?
I would say Tristan probably.
Yeah, on the whole team.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, he's a strong individual. I
Yeah.
mean, he was formulated in a petri dish, so.
When I met Tristan for the first time, I explained him, like, his body looks like it just got stung by bees. because he's so swole. Like his just looks swollen because his body. He's just so big.
His skin is like, I can't contain the
Yeah,
muscle that's
it's a
happening
big
here.
boy.
That's pretty
His
incredible.
thighs were modeled after oak tree trunks. Legend has it. It's truly fascinating.
And I know also love of fishing. This is the other part I know about you. Tell me what you love about fishing, how you got into it, and maybe the best thing you've ever caught.
I would say my love for fishing is just my love for the outdoors. I mean, I grew up in a really small town and kind of was introduced to fishing and hunting growing up by my uncle, and just have a great appreciation for nature and just the beauty in it and the relaxation of it and everything, and just something I can do with my friends and family and really always have a great time. And my most fascinating catch, I would say, was probably down in Panama. We were catching like 100+ yellowfin tuna for like 3 hours straight.
Wow.
Just out of this bait ball. Like there was one guy who was on like his third tuna and he's literally trying to reel it in from his knees. Like he was screaming.
So exhausted.
Yeah, he was like screaming at someone to take the rod.
That's
You would have thought
incredible.
this man was like dying.
I love this. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't even imagine. This is actually why you lift weights, right? Not even football, so that you can reel in.
Yeah,
The thing you need.
that's the true test.
Priorities, yeah.
Yeah.
So how does the fishing compare to Tampa? Is Tampa a pretty good spot for fishing?
Yeah, Tampa's solid fishing in the bay. There's like some redfish, there's some snook. I have a good buddy who'll go tarpon fishing and stuff like that. And then out in the Gulf, I mean, you have your typical snapper and grouper.
Typical, yep.
Yeah.
We're talking to Luke Goedeke and Cam Brate. But the most important question about fishing, Cam, can you ask Luke who caught more fish
Wow.
when Luke and I
This is also
went
a
fishing?
loaded
Hey,
question.
buddy. Who caught the most fish?
That's up for debate. It depends what the fish. She technically caught more things with fins, but the thing that she quantifies as fish weren't.
Do
weren't
you
in the
hear-
count.
I mean, does it have
I
a
don't
fin,
think-
right?
Thank you.
I don't think
It was
we're in
a
the
fish.
count.
Yeah.
It-
Yeah,
I
but-
caught fish.
All right,
So-
I'm gonna change this around.
Okay.
Ask Casey who caught more things with feathers.
Luke caught a seagull.
Nice. Okay, I did hear about that.
Luke caught a
So
seagull.
how did you catch a seagull?
Just
Just
instinct in
built
me. It's
different?
built different,
Built
man. Don't know what
different.
to tell you.
Unbelievable. So I feel like Tampa did just fit you so well coming down here, even though it's so different from Wisconsin,
Yeah.
so far away, so different culturally. But I feel like somehow this guy from Wisconsin fit in here so well. Tell me what the culture difference was like of you coming down here. Where does the Wisconsin in you still come out?
Yeah, I mean, definitely a night and day difference. I mean, I grew up in a town of 700 people. I mean, big farming, rural community all around, and then coming down to Tampa. I mean, yeah, it was a bit of a shock, but I mean, it wasn't like anything like I was apprehensive about. I mean, I always like an adventure, new opportunities and everything, and I would say like definitely that Wisconsin side of me, it definitely comes out when it comes out to like fishing and like outdoors and stuff like that, because I can kind of, that stuff that I grew up doing, I can kind of do down here as well, which is really nice and everything.
Do you have a local cheese curd spot or no?
No, they have the cheese down here.
Not good.
Not
Not good. My
Oh,
parents actually,
dang.
sometimes when they come down, they literally fly down cheese curds.
It's the most Wisconsin
No,
sentence you could say.
literally.
It's amazing.
Literally
Well, you
fly-
got to get your daily cheese curd in. Right?
They'll literally fly down like 3 to 4 pounds of cheese curds.
Amazing.
I'm imagining the TSA agent that's opening their bag and is like, what in the world is happening? I know also though, like your route to the NFL is so interesting to me, of like how you originally thought you were just not going to play football even in college. To go from that to the NFL is amazing. So tell us a little bit about that journey of like not really getting recruited out of high school. Take us through the different steps of that to how we got here.
Yeah, I mean, it was a crazy journey to get here. I mean, like you said, my goal was to go play Division I football, but I didn't have any offers or really any recruitment out of high school. So it's like, well, maybe that's not the path for me. And was going to Stevens Point to study chemical engineering there. It's a small public D3 school in Wisconsin. And with a month left in summer, I'm like, you know what? This was a goal of mine to try and play Division I football. I might as well. So I talked to the head coach, and he's like, yeah, come on out. And was a tight end there. Ended up starting as a true freshman. got film and reached out to Wisconsin and Central Michigan and sent them my film and just asked for a walk-on opportunity. And Wisconsin got back to me a few weeks later and was like, yeah, we don't know if you'd make the team. You'd have to pass enrollment. And being from Wisconsin, I've been to like 50-plus Badger games growing up, so they're like the team I always want to play for. And Central Michigan, they reached back out and was like, yeah, sure, come on out for a visit and we'll see what happens or whatever. So packed up my family packed up the minivan and drove out there for the weekend. And at the end of that tour, they ended up offering me a full scholarship. And Wisconsin, like I said, they were kind of on edge, but like being from Wisconsin, I still sat in the decision for like 2 weeks because I wanted to be a Badger. I mean, that was like one of my lifelong dreams. Like that was the D1 school I always wanted to play for. But I ended up going to Central Michigan, accepting the offer and everything. And then just as a tight end, transitioned in the O-line room. Then earned my way on the field. Got injured in 1 year, the COVID year, and then came back and then just proved what I can be on the offensive line and everything. And here I am today.
Listen to this guy. I used to be a tight end.
Yeah, man. Did you get jealous of me, like going out there and running routes?
No, dude. I have hands.
Okay, so
I'm like a tree frog. These
all right,
things
but
stick.
I believe it. You got some paws, but do you have the yak ability of Tristan?
Yeah.
Tristan, the past 2 years, has been absolutely incredible with
yeah,
the ball
I
in
know.
his hands.
I know.
Like every time he goes spin move, and it's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
he does click spin move every time.
Like, do you have that capability?
Defense are going to catch on to that.
I think Tristan
They're
is,
going to anticipate his spin move.
I think Tristan has gotten the ball twice
I'm
the past
so
2
jealous.
years.
He has.
3 spin moves, 2 fumbles.
The ratio.
But like, have you talked to Liam?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
okay.
I'm in his year.
Okay,
we had
great.
a. I don't know. If
No,
this
no,
should
no,
be
no.
Put out there.
No, don't put it out there.
Okay.
Yeah, I
No,
can't
he
put it
hasn't
out
talked
there.
to Liam. He hasn't
No,
talked
I
to
haven't
Liam.
talked to him.
We've said no things to Liam whatsoever.
Yeah,
I am
nothing.
sure that all the opposing teams watch this show. I'm
Hey, you
100%
never know.
confident of that.
You
And
never
that
know. That
Scouting.
super fan might be. Yeah,
This
scouting.
is it. This is how it works.
Yeah.
So tell me
Yeah,
what it was like to
dude, stiff arm.
transition from tight end to offensive line. How I assume there was a little weight gain needed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's demoralizing not knowing you're ever going to catch a pass probably again in your life. But
Listen to how sad he still is about
Yeah.
this.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
still
No,
in
it's all
mourning.
good. I wouldn't be where I am if I didn't change positions. But yeah, it was a little demoralizing for the first week a little bit. But I mean, at the end of the day, I got on the field sooner and earned where I am today. So, but yeah, a lot of weight gain with it.
How did we accomplish that? What was the plan
A
there?
lot of force feeding, a lot of weightlifting, and then repeating that about twice daily.
Oh,
Like I remember saying my college calf, like we'd have like team meals. Everyone would be gone. I'd just be there 30 minutes extra, just eating food till I feel like I'm gonna puke, and then just eating more. It was
just think, Cam, this could have been you if you had chosen to go this route.
I would have quit. There was a couple schools who like approached me about being an O-lineman, like from high school to college. Like as soon as I said that, I was like, yeah, there's absolutely 0% chance. Like that sounds horrible, but it's good that you did it. That's really big of you.
Yeah. No.
So I think I've read. Did you go gallon of milk a day?
In high school, I did, yeah.
Gallon of milk
Because
a
I was 170. I was 170 pounds like my sophomore year in high school.
Supporting local dairy
Local
farmers
dairy,
too, in
yeah,
Wisconsin. Yep.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like that was like, yeah, like before bed there'd be like half gallon left. I'm like, I'd literally sit at the kitchen table and drink like 8 glasses, and I feel like I'm gonna puke.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know what? I can't puke because otherwise I need to gain those calories back somehow.
I feel like
So
he
I'm
took what
keeping
was
this
normally
down.
a frat hazing trick and
hazed
made it
himself.
his dietary plan. He was like, I see
No,
they're
yeah.
onto something over there.
Yeah, I did. Like like the liquid egg whites you get buying the
Oh
carton.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd just pour out a whole one of those in a pan, and it'd be like a egg white pancake. It was the most. Looking back,
Sounds
it was
horrible.
atrocious. Yeah, so bad.
This is amazing. So you already had to transition tight end to O-line. Then you get to the NFL and you're having to transition where on the O-line you
Yeah.
are. And then now you've also come back a little
Full
bit in that.
circle,
You've done
yeah.
many transitions here
Any future
position-wise.
transitions?
No, I don't think I'm gonna transition anytime soon.
I think we're good now.
Yeah,
So tell me the biggest challenges of what it's been like for you of like, oh, tackle, guard, tackle, and also dealing with you're even just getting used to the NFL while you're doing all of that. What stands out the most about this process of kind of what was challenging with it, and then what you're also proud of for how you handled it all?
Yeah, I think the most challenging thing from not only going from tackle to guard, I think it's more so from switching to right side to left side. Just a whole totally different stance. So kind of, it'd be similar to like if you threw a ball with your non-dominant hand. That's kind of what it feels like for a little while, especially because I only played on the right side in college, and like I started at tight end, and yeah, like I got in a left-hand stance at tight end, but I wasn't like pass blocking per se, like 30 snaps a game. So I would say that was like definitely the most challenging part about switching, as well as like things in the inside do happen a little quicker and everything like that. So that also presents its challenges. But then, yeah, moving back out to tackle, like played that in college, but out there you have your elite pass rushers and everything. But, I mean, I love playing on the outside. I love playing right tackle. I mean, couldn't imagine playing anywhere else. But, I mean, yeah, it's just been a whirlwind journey so far, and very thankful.
And then you also had to deal with the injury this year. Is this kind of the first time in your career you've had to miss extended time?
Yeah. Well, my rookie year, I did have a Liz Frank injury.
That's
where
right.
I missed like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that like to deal with this year, and just the challenges of that, and what it's been like to come back?
Yeah, just concussion is totally different than I would say any like orthopedic injury of any sort, just because there's not really any like markers or telltale things where you can be like, oh yeah, like you're more weight bearing. Like it's just one of those things that like it just takes time to heal. It's extremely frustrating. That's what kind of I mean, it was my first concussion diagnosis and everything like that. So it was like, I don't know what's going on. Like, why am I not getting better? Like, I'm trying to do whatever I can. I mean, looking up dietary supplements to take, like doing whatever I can to try and heal as fast as possible, and it's still taking a while. And it's very frustrating and very demoralizing. So just I think I learned a lot from the process, though. I mean, it's just some more adversity at the end of the day, and kind of I mean, heaven forbid I ever get another one, but I kind of know how to approach it differently this time.
That's
Or
interesting.
next time.
All right, we're going to take another quick break here on Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. This is Buccaneers Radio. Welcome back into Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. Casey Phillips here with Cam Brate and our special guest, Luke Goedeke. Tell me so far this season for you, when you have been in there and playing healthy, what do you feel like has been some of the things that you've done really well this year, and just evaluating how it's gone for you so far?
I mean, I feel like as compared to last year, I feel like I've definitely improved in just pass setting with my hands, especially was something I really wanted to focus on in the off season, as well as just having cleaner and smoother sets as well. I mean, with that being said, there's definitely some that definitely could be cleaner, and just get a little off balance on the outside sometimes, like maybe once or twice a game that I really want to work on cleaning up and everything. But I mean, overall, been doing a solid job, but definitely room for improvement as well in the run game. I'd really like to play with a little better pad level at times.
Don't be too critical of yourself, Luke. You're doing great, buddy.
Listen to this.
Thank you.
Listen to this sweet encouragement after
Yeah, I
so much
appreciate
mocking earlier in the show. You
Build
realize
it
you had
back
to,
up.
you had to balance it back out
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
What do you feel like are the biggest ways that you have grown since your rookie year?
Just really understanding that you can never let the highs get too high and the lows get too low. And defense players on the other side of the ball, they get paid too. I mean, you're not going to win every rep, and it's not going to be pretty all the time. You just got to find a way to win. I'd say those are some of my biggest takeaways so far. And like you go into meetings and be like, yeah, you need to do this and that. But I mean, a lot of times, or sometimes if you won the rep, like kept the guy away from the quarterback. Like, yeah, it might not be the cleanest, but you let kind of your athleticism take over at times.
Who's the toughest person you've had to go against? Or maybe there's a couple top ones.
Toughest guy I've gone against? I would say, Nick Bosa is definitely up there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a solid defensive end. I really didn't see him much this last game, but my last year I saw him. I mean, he just presents a lot of challenges and everything like that. But I mean, there's just so many great pass rushers out there. It's just week to week, you're just tested again and again with other elite pass rushers. So, I mean, I would say, if I had to choose one, I would probably say him.
Also, I feel like you are maybe a bit of a trash talker on the field. Is that a fair statement?
That's a fair statement.
Cam, was he like this as a rookie, or did it take time?
I think it took time.
It took time. So you didn't play with him in that.
So, like, because I played only 1 year with you, right? Luke,
yeah, 1 year.
Luke's rookie year, and what a challenge, like, to come in the way Luke did, right? Like, very veteran team, really high expectations, and to come in from a smaller school and have to start for that team with Tom as quarterback, right? It's pretty daunting. And so, like, Luke was like, he was swimming a little bit for a while there. He wasn't very confident, right? And no, he didn't. Yeah, and just kind of watching him grow, honestly, outside of football, just like becoming more comfortable expressing himself and like being who he is has been great for me to watch, right? And so, like, hard question for you. Ready?
Yeah.
Journalist question.
Hit me with the hard.
Cam does one of these every show. One
brain
hard-hitting
buster?
journalist.
So, all right, like,
Woodward
coming
and
in as a
Bernstein over
rookie,
here.
like, really tough, like, rookie year in that regard, just like really high expectations for you. In what ways did you grow as a person and a player from that experience? Good question.
Way to go, Cam.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Thanks.
I would say, like, similar to what I told Casey. One of my biggest takeaways was from that year. Actually, I would say that, like, I really talked to Josh Wells that year, and he kind of just hit me on, like, God has a plan for everything, and that was kind of, whether I won a rep or lost a rep, there's something to learn in that, and that was kind of my biggest takeaway on that whole entire year, that whatever happens, no matter what, God has a plan for you, and life will go on, and it will be okay. And that just kind of really helped me grow, not only on the field, but off the field as well, just as an individual, and just kind of have this realization in life that, like, yeah, at the end of the day, like, I love football, I'm a football player, but there's more than just football at the end of the day. Because I think my rookie year, I spend 8-10 hours a day here doing football stuff. Then I'd go home and I'd still be doing 4 or 5 hours of football stuff, and then repeat that for 6 months out of the year. It really just wears on you. Whereas now, kind of, I found a good balance of it all, where I go throughout work here, like, bust my tail here, and then go home and do a few hours of study here and there, and just so I feel well prepared, and then and can play a lot more free and stuff.
We're talking to Luke Goedeke and Cam Brate. So when did the switch get flipped then of who you are on the field now, where you are doing smellies before the game to get yourself hyped up, and when did that start? And then the fact that it seems like now the Mr. I didn't say a peep in my rookie year does not shut up now on the field. When did we transition to this?
Definitely my second year. I mean, I definitely
Was it like a conscious decision?
No, so see, the thing was, like, I was like that in college.
Oh, so we had just subdued it.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I mean, I was told, like, rookies are better to be seen than heard, and, like, they really hammered that one home my rookie year.
I always liked it when Luke talked. You know? Well,
so you could make fun of me. I was gonna say, for
that was
selfish
really
reasons.
hammered home. If that was the one takeaway from that year, it was that. But no, I've kind of always just kind of, I mean, I don't like to be a nice individual on the field, and kind of, I mean, I always have stuff to say, and especially what really gets me going if they start talking first or something, or they start shoving first.
What I love is everyone says they only do it mainly when other people start it. I'm like, well, then that's not possible, because then no one would do it. So I always think that's one of my favorite things that everybody says.
Yeah.
Do you have certain individuals that you jaw with more than others, both on our team and then on other teams? Who would you say are maybe the people that seem to go back and forth with you more than anyone else?
On our team, I wouldn't say there's really anyone on our team per se, but I mean, I wouldn't. There's no one in particular. Anyone can catch bullets out there.
Anyone can catch strays.
I'm not gonna lie. Even the ref will catch them sometimes.
That's pretty great. And we learned earlier, Cam tried it once.
Same. No, same. Anyone can.
Anyone could catch,
Yeah.
and by that you mean the
never know.
one person
Yeah.
you tried it against.
Everyone
you
here, you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's safe.
Yeah.
Are you part of the crew that plays Mario Kart on these road trips?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, that sounded like it's not going well.
It didn't. Yeah.
That sounded like he was very sad I asked that question. Where are we at in the standings? Dead last.
Wow.
I didn't even know that when I asked the question. It makes me even happier that I asked it.
Bowser the computer sometimes. An inkling girl. You know how demoralizing that is?
It's very sad. Why are you trying to improve this? Or are you giving up? What do we
Am I
feel?
trying to improve? Yeah, I've been trying to improve for almost 2 years now.
I love this.
The thing is, though, I will say we don't play on full items. It's just a select items we use.
Yeah,
So
That's the problem.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
But when we play
Definitely.
online and get the full items back, like I'm a little better player.
Amazing.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses. Or
It sounds
anything,
like you
but
might be a little bit.
No,
but
no,
it's all right.
definitely not.
Sure.
Definitely not. I
So
mean,
is this all? How many people are a part of this? Is it? I know Baker, and it seems
there's
like the whole
8 of
O
us-
line,
8 of us total. Yeah.
and that's basically another thing that I love that
That's
Baker
a full
just
group.
adopts with the offensive line. Tell me how cool it has been for you guys that your quarterback is essentially this honorary member of. You guys are playing the video games together. It sounds. I think he goes to your offensive line dinners a lot. How cool is that? And tell me what it's like having him be a part of y'all's crew.
Oh yeah. It's really cool. I mean, we wouldn't have it any different. I mean, without him, yeah, things would just feel off. I mean, there's a few items in Mario Kart that like I really like to make Baker angry. I'm not gonna lie. Hit him with a few fireballs or the boomerang. It really gets him going.
So you're trying harder to destroy Baker's game than win yourself. That's the issue.
Everyone, yeah.
Yeah.
I cause a lot of chaos on the track. Just know that.
So Mario Kart and football are very
Sounds like
similar.
your strategy is not conducive to winning.
No, yeah. I'll be in 6th place throwing shells backwards, trying to get the 7th place person off me.
Yep. Smart.
Sounds like it's great. Tell me at the O-line dinners, who eats the most?
I might take that one, to be honest with you.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing, but
Congratulations.
thank you.
Yeah. Good job.
Put it in the
It's a big deal.
vice.
Yeah.
Last in Mario Kart, first in
First
eating.
in eating,
First in
yeah.
calories
Got the good
consumed.
priorities.
I would say I'm definitely.
Do you know what the biggest bill has ever been at an offensive lineman dinner? Because I imagine if I'm a restaurant and
Yeah.
they walk in, I'm like, we have now paid the bills for months.
Yeah.
In the hurricane recovery efforts of supporting local restaurants, I imagine the offensive line does a good job with this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the exact amount, but I know, when we go to, Ocean Prime, we get, 3 of those seafood towers plus a bunch of appetizers and, entrees, and I can't imagine that one's anywhere below $3-4 grand, so.
Does everyone's just split it evenly? How does the payment work for this?
Everyone has a certain week.
Oh, so you just pick up the bill for that week?
For that week, yeah. But you get to choose where you go and stuff.
I'd be like, and McDonald's,
Yep.
thank you, this week.
No, we wouldn't allow that.
You'd get
That
fired.
wouldn't be allowed.
That's not allowed. Okay, so tell
we have
me.
a fine board. You'd be fined.
That's okay. That's fair. That's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys have tight end dinners, Cam?
No, I would occasionally go to the O-line dinner for a free meal.
It's a vet move right there.
Off
Yeah.
the coattails.
Yeah. I was just struggling.
But he was hardly eating enough that they noticed on the
Yeah.
bill compared to all of them.
I
That's
believe
all
they
I'm
call
saying.
that a mooch.
Yeah, no, definitely a massive mooch. I was rocking a bunch of Washington football gear the past week. Cade gave me some.
Oh,
free...
that Washington. I
yeah,
was like,
no,
does
not the
that do?
Commanders, not the Commanders. No.
was
So
really
yeah.
confused
if
about
anyone
that
gives me
strategy.
anything free, yeah, I'm all for that. But
so suddenly you're a Washington Huskies fan to get that free meal.
exactly.
Yep.
Yep. So no, we didn't do we were such a small group. We didn't do we did one tight end dinner per year. And that was.
That's about it.
Did you do the end of the year one?
Yeah.
Wait, no, you didn't make Cade.
We
do
did. We
that,
actually
I
did
don't
not. Cade and Co both owe us a rookie dinner still.
We can make that happen now. I
Yeah.
think better late
think.
than never.
I might join into that one.
Yeah, that's fine. Honorary tight end.
Yeah, honorary tight end.
Honorary, yeah, to remember back in the day.
Yeah.
We're going to take one more break here on Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. This is Buccaneers Radio. Welcome back into Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. Casey Phillips here with Cam Brate and Luke Goedeke. Wanted to talk to you a little bit more about the guys on the rest of your offensive line. Tell me about Cody. And first of all, I imagine that it's so fun having the two of you over there, just with those little northern accents, your little northern roots. It's his accent is definitely thicker than yours.
Yeah.
But you both still got. Tell me about these northerners over there on that side of the line.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun playing next to Cody. I mean, just seeing the growth just in him individually and both of us together over the last year and a half now has been huge. I mean, definitely have grown closer with him and formed more of a connection with him coming into this year and everything like that. And, I mean, he's a hilarious guy. I mean, he's got a great girlfriend or fiance now. But, yeah, I mean, all-around great guy. I mean, super funny, great to be around. I mean, we joke around a lot, like in practice and during walkthroughs and stuff like that. We'll get a good laugh from time to time.
And Cody has grown so much as a player from last year to this year. Mm-hmm. Do you take any credit for that, like in mentorship, or is that all self-driven by Cody?
No, I would say that's all self-driven by Cody.
Yeah.
I mean, he did work out with us from time to time in the summer, so, I mean, he has gotten stronger. Dude's got a fast bench press.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't feel like a speed is what I normally hear bragged about in the weight room. That's it. But I feel like that's been interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Look at it.
Yeah, we hit a little speed bench press now.
Speed bench.
Yeah.
I like that. What were your thoughts when he came in and you saw the no front teeth?
Yeah, I mean,
Handsome.
Yeah, handsome little devil him. I mean, yeah, he's
The most O lineman thing I feel like
absolutely.
I've ever seen.
I didn't know what to think at first, but me and him have the same agency, so I did get a little backstory on him there and everything. But I saw like a video of him like playing like a violin at one point too or something.
What
or
a little
something
Renaissance
like that.
man.
Yeah, I can do it all.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, him coming in, yeah, I was like, this should be fun. This should be interesting.
Gives him like massive street cred, I feel like coming in with like the teeth.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah.
would say the teeth,
It's
not the
really
violin.
Not the violin. Yeah, you want to cover that one.
I will I will say at times people do chirp him for the teeth, which
It's mean. Do you stick up for him?
yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Luke just got like offended that you would suggest he wouldn't. He was like, yes, obviously.
Yeah. I'll stick up for anyone.
I don't know why, but it makes me laugh to think that some of the trash talking out there is about like teeth or appearances and not just like from a football standpoint. I think that's very funny to me.
I will say Cody did catch a straight punch last year from me.
Oh, you.
Now I didn't punch him, but
Well,
because
thankfully
of
the
me,
teeth were already missing, so you couldn't
Yeah.
have done more damage on that front.
because of me, a guy punched him.
Oh, so you chirped and then the guy thought it was
Yeah,
him?
me and Brian Burns were getting into it last year when we played at home here, and then he decided to throw a punch at Cody and got ejected for the rest of the second half.
Well, who's coming up?
Yep.
First game out of the bye.
Giants, baby.
Yeah, time for a little retribution.
Yeah.
What is Brian Burns like to face out there?
I mean, it's good DN. I mean, he's slippery DN.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
a great way to.
Yeah, like very unique
Yeah.
movement ability.
Yeah.
Super slippery. Yeah.
I will say me and him do get into it a little bit, though. I will say that.
Makes me even more excited about this matchup
Yeah.
now. We're all just going to be watching Luke the whole game. Like,
Yeah.
when's it going to happen? And if Cody gets punched again, we will know whose fault it is.
No, yeah, like, yeah. Even when I came back after my concussion, like, second play of the game or whatever, me and a dude were getting into it, and my girlfriend was watching the game, and she was like, she was up in, like, the nosebleeds or whatever, and she's like, I bet that's Luke down there again.
She just assumes
Sure
it's your
enough.
fault.
Yeah.
How about Graham Barton? Let's talk about him as a rookie, what he's been like coming in, and both his play and then what he's like off the field.
Yeah, Graham, he's a great dude. I feel like me and him have already formed like a great connection and great friendship. I mean, great player on the field, athletic, great run in the run game, great in the pass game. I mean, he's super smart as well. I mean, he's really come in. I mean, the center position in the NFL is definitely no easy task by any means. And he's really come in and embraced that position. He's really done a nice job for us. And off the field, he's just another one of the guys. I mean, great dude. I mean, we have him, and Cody have a lot of good laughs out there from time to time during practice or during walkthrough and stuff like that. And we all get along really well, and he's a funny guy.
And then how about Ben Bredesen?
Ben, I would say, I mean, this is only my third year, but this is definitely the closest O-line I've ever played with for, like, ever in college as well. Like,
That's great.
yeah, like, Ben, he's a Wisconsin guy as well, so another
That's
northerner.
right, another northerner.
Yep, another northerner. So he has he knows about the cheese curds. We talk about some good restaurants back up in the north from time to time, but yeah, just another great guy. I mean, like I said, this is the closest knit group I've ever played with in my life, and I'm very grateful. I mean, I love all the guys up front.
I feel like Jason's got like a type.
Yeah.
With the O-line, assembling the O-line. He definitely has a type. That's why, like, Graham, I was expecting when we drafted a center, like, I was like, he's got to have long hair. So
Yeah.
I'm, like, a little disappointed. I feel like the long hair.
Yeah,
Luke,
it was a trend.
You ever thought about it?
What?
Pay homage to the offensive lineman that came before you in Tampa?
With the long hair.
Ali Marpet.
Yeah.
Marpet, right?
The Ali
Alex Kappa?
Yeah, Ali Marpet, just shrine.
Yeah.
Essentially.
No, I can't grow my hair that long. It would get in my face, and that would annoy me too much. But I mean, yeah, almost our whole line is Midwest guys.
Yep.
I
No
like
coincidence.
that. Yep,
Shout
again,
out
it's
to
got
the-
a type.
Yeah.
Got a type.
Corn-fed, hand
Corn-fed,
spanked.
dairy. Oh, yeah.
Hand spanked. up
Yeah.
there.
Hand
Corn and
spanked.
dairy.
Yep.
We're talking to Luke Goedeke and Cam Brate. And also, you guys got a new offensive line coach this year. Tell me what you guys have liked about him and what you think he's added to the group.
Yeah, Coach Carbs, I mean, phenomenal dude. I mean, dude loves football. I don't know if I've ever seen someone love football as much as Coach Carbs, but yeah, I mean, he brings the juice every day. I mean, he's great knowledge for the game of football. I mean, he puts us in the right schemes. I mean, he's our run game coordinator as well, so he has a lot to say in the run game, and obviously it's our first year in a while that the run game's kind of flourished, so that I feel like is a big tribute to him as well. I mean, as well as his coaching points and blocking in the run game as well have been huge. But yeah, I mean, he's a great guy. I mean, there's times in meetings we'll get a good laugh out of him, and he's got a few good jokes from time to time too. A few more dad joke type vibes. Maybe you might relate to that one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how everyone would describe Cam, even
Yeah.
before he was a dad.
Yeah, what I'm waiting for is my dad's strength to kick in. You
Yeah.
know, that hasn't
Jokes ready.
ready.
Dude,
so
you got
ready.
some meaty forearms.
Thank you very much.
The biceps though, and
yeah, we don't gotta talk
triceps.
about it. We don't gotta talk about
Cross his
it.
arms.
Sore
Yeah,
subject.
it's all right.
This guy.
The heart's the biggest muscle, Luke.
That's
Got
all.
that.
That's
That's
all
all that
man
matters.
needs.
Yeah.
And Liam Cohen's offense, tell me how that has set up the offensive line for success. What are the things that you guys have liked about him coming in here and what his scheme means for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, his offense, it definitely presents a lot of challenges to defenses each week. I mean, just all the different motions we present, all the different looks we present, and then run a totally opposite play that we've ran in the past. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing. I mean, he's, again, super intelligent football guy. Him and Carbs, they really drop a nice game plan each week to get together to put us in the best opportunity to win. And, I mean, yeah, his offense is, I mean, as you've seen in the last 8, 9, 10 weeks now, it's been pretty solid. And, I mean, he'll only continue to grow. I mean, we're only halfway through the season, and it's our first year in his offense. So I can only imagine it'll only go up from here.
It's been amazing, I think, to watch the offense. Like, obviously, when you have Mike and Chris at your disposal, like,
Life is
you
gonna
can
be
kind of
easier.
run anything, and it's going to
Yeah.
work, right? They present so many challenges for the defense and make so many incredible plays. But just the past few weeks, like, I really don't think he could have done a better job than what
Yeah.
Liam has done with the offense. Like, losing your 3 top receivers, not to take away anything from the receivers that have been playing for the Bucs. They've done a great job, but they just don't have the same experience and reps. And just his ability to highlight the guys on the team that are the best players, right? Like, finding unique ways to get Bucky, Rashad, and Cade open. That's really hard because the defense knows, like, hey, if we shut
We
down
should
those
probably
guys,
go to those people,
like,
yeah.
That's what, yeah.
you know, so I've just been super impressed with Liam. I thought he's done an unbelievable job so far.
No, yeah. Like CG, I think he was leading the yard and
He's doing pretty good.
leading the NFL in yards, right?
Yeah, he was doing great.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was killing it. So tell me, as we looked back, talking about your rookie year when you guys played together, did you have a welcome to the NFL moment? And Cam, I would also love to hear for you if you had one.
Yeah.
that didn't take long for him to think about. Normally people are like, tell me,
Yeah.
Luke.
Well, it could be one of two. I mean, I took a long arm from Will Golston that in my first NFL start on Monday Night Football 9/11 at Dallas or whatever. I took a long arm from Will Golston in the pregame warmups, and he put me right on my back. I thought my patella ruptured or something the way it felt. I was like, oh my gosh.
In just pregame warm-ups.
Yeah, and I look back at my O-line coach. Like, I didn't know what to expect. They're like, some guys were like just finning up in pregame warm-ups, and then here comes Will Golston, just gives me his full long arm at like 330 pounds. So yeah, that was a big welcome to the NFL moment, I'd say.
I like that.
Yeah.
I love that it was against our own guy in pregame warm-up.
Yeah.
Cam, do you have one?
Yeah, it was very first padded practice. I mean, I didn't have a ton of experience blocking at that point. And you kind of get thrown out. Like, I was very last on the depth chart. You kind of get thrown out for the crappy plays, right? And so it's my first rep ever in pads in the NFL, and I had a rep block. Mm-hmm. And so I have to go across and just hit the defensive end as hard as I can. He sees me, I see him. And I look over there, and for whatever reason, Gerald had bumped out to D end. And I'm like, oh, my God. All right, well, like, I'm going to have to just close my eyes and just try to hit him as hard as I possibly can. And I did, and, like, he didn't move, but, like, I gave it everything I had.
Happened.
Yeah, exactly. But, like,
You tickled him.
I did. He didn't make the tackle, but, like, just, like, the feeling. I still remember. Like, I'm getting nervous thinking about it now.
Your heart
like,
rate is elevated.
Yeah, I looked over, and I was like, oh,
gonna be
my God.
okay.
Yeah.
Like,
He's having
gonna be
PTSD
okay.
right
I
now.
might not make it. Yeah, good times.
That's
The
amazing.
sun is setting.
Yeah, dude, it's tough.
Tough day. Well,
Yeah.
Luke, tell me, bye-week plans. How do we like to use this time?
Just get the body and mind right. I mean, I know you got to work out today and just go stay in shape and everything like that. Keep conditioning and stuff like that. Why are you shaking your head?
Dude, it's only like 5 days off. Like, you're not going to get out of shape. You're going to be okay. Take some time. Like, just rest up. You
Yeah,
got
but
a big 7 games.
I'm going to make the most of this opportunity.
Okay, there we
I might
go.
get stronger.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely. Good mentality. Yeah.
Might have squat, bench press increase.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
But no, I'm going home to do some duck hunting with my brother too, and then going to see my nephew as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like
so
that.
really looking forward to that.
And then also tell me, since we are in the stretch of holidays here, you have the Halloween, you have the Thanksgiving, you have the holiday season. I know that the rooms all get decorated.
Yeah.
How does the offensive line room look right now? How did Graham handle it as a rookie?
Well, it's pretty plain right now. They gotta get the Christmas decorations up soon, but we usually don't decorate for Thanksgiving. But Halloween, Klein and Graham did a solid job. But I guess Klein, I guess he did most of the decorating, so I gotta give credit where credit's due. He did a solid job. So
I would say offensive line always has the best room for holidays. No question.
Look at that.
Yeah, they really
yeah.
really force the rookies to do a good job, or they're going to have to keep doing it and improving it. And there's always incredible candy, always stocked up.
Yeah.
I feel like the O-line kind of sets the bar.
Sets the bar for everybody
absolutely.
else.
Yep.
I love that.
I feel like, not to my own horn or anything, but the decorations I did in my
All
rookie
right.
year they were pretty solid.
Nice. Yeah, they were awesome.
Well, because that was like the only thing I had going for me then. I had to impress somewhere.
Well, Luke, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it, and enjoy your bye week and your time either increasing your bench or taking a rest. We'll see.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Thanks to all of you for tuning in here on Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. This is Buccaneers Radio.